Welcome back to the Create Prosperity on Purpose video series. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to amp up your impact, how to make a bigger difference with your money, how to care for it in beautiful ways and share it with other people as well, so that you can make your mark, that there's really meaning behind your money. And this is part of the framework, is to know that money can be a force for good in the world. When I'm having conversations with money, whether it's my own conversations or on behalf of other people, I hear this a lot, that money wants to be used for good. And it absolutely is possible. We know there's some people that don't do that, but to create true prosperity, condition of success and thriving, this is a very important part of that process. In the video today, we're going to be focusing on the care and share part of the framework. We've talked about aware. This is aware of what you're thinking and saying about money, being clear on where you want to go, and having clarity in your vision to be able to turn your vision into reality. Today's about caring for your money in tactical ways and energetic ways, and also sharing your good fortune with other people and causes that are important to you. So why is it important to have meaning, and why meaning matters with your money? Well, it gives us some reason to want to do more and do better with our money, whether that meaning is through your work and how you're making a difference in the world, through your efforts, through your example with your kids. Raising money smart kids doesn't start when they're going off to college or in their 20s. It starts when they're itty bitty. And they're watching and absorbing everything that you do around money, how you talk about money, what you think about money, how you're spending your money. They're absorbing that, whether you're aware of it or not. And this is when we create a lot of our money beliefs. From the time we're very small, we're ingraining those beliefs in our consciousness. So making meaning with your money becomes really crucial for so many parts of our life, and clearly crucial for creating prosperity on purpose. One way to think about this is to think about what you stand for with money. This is my money manifesto. And I spent a lot of time on this when I had a financial advisory practice. And now when I'm teaching people around the globe about how to be more prosperous, how to have conversations with money, it's important for me to take a stand, what I believe about money. And each and every one of us can do this as well. Like, what is it that you believe about money in the most positive ways? We've talked before about sometimes we have beliefs that are less than excellent. That's not what this is about. This is about being focused on what your big word is around money. Maybe it's generosity or prosperity or abundance or plenty or peace or calm or difference, whatever it is. But take a moment to think about if there's one word or several words that encapsulate that. So go ahead and take a moment now and think about what that might mean for you. It's helpful to do a bit of a reality check here. We've been talking more about the ethereal parts of money in these videos, what we think and what we say about money, but we also live in a material world, right? There's the ethereal part of money, which is usually ignored in the financial services industry, but there's the practical part as well. So to do a reality check of where you're at with your money is very helpful. Where you're at with your money in terms of knowing what you own and you owe, knowing where you spend your money, and really assessing, are you spending it on things that you value? Most people are very unconscious with this. They spend based on habit or what they see other people spending on. I see your money and how you spend it is a clear reflection of what's important to you. And when you're unconscious of it, you might be spending in ways on things that you really don't value and aren't moving you towards your goals. So to be thinking about a values-based spending plan. I'm not a big believer in budgets. Most people don't stick to them. My co-author in Picture Your Prosperity, Lisa, talks about budgets as like eating celery at a pizza party. Like, that's no fun. Who wants to do that, right? Feels restrictive for most people when you say budget. For some people, it might feel more secure, but for most of us, it feels like the word diet. Like, ugh, who wants that? A values-based spending plan is looking at all the areas that you spend your money on and deciding whether you truly value it or not. I remember a story of a woman named Holly who years ago was at a workshop I was leading, and for the first time ever looked at where she was spending her money and realized that she was in a business she hated and living in a place that didn't really matter to her anymore, and made a big decision to downsize. She was living in a house that her kids had moved out of. She had some debt on it, a lot of clutter. She downsized significantly, cut her expenses so much she was able to leave a business she really didn't care for anymore, but a beautiful little condo overlooking the water. So everything worked out better. And it all started from her really assessing, is she spending money on things she valued versus just kind of going along how she was spending. That's one area that we can be more aware and caring. Money tells me all the time that it wants people to care for it. If you think about, if we make an analogy in raising kids, now you may have had help raising your kids or getting help with childcare or daycare, or maybe a family member's helping. So it doesn't mean we don't get help with it. But if, to the best that we can, we wouldn't just say, here, you take this child and I don't want to pay any attention to it. Most of us want to be more involved in knowing what's going on. Doesn't mean we don't get help. Same thing with your money. If you're someone that's like, here, you handle this, and I don't even want to deal with it, it's not really a great way to have a relationship with money. So think to yourself, what are areas of your personal finances that need some attention? Maybe you've got insurance you don't even understand, or maybe you need more. When I was an advisor, I would see a lot that people ignored doing any kind of estate planning or wills, getting powers of attorney in place, because it's no fun. We don't want to think about us not being here, but it's really important. And I know that this is something you should handle. And once you handle things that you should take care of, it frees up your attention to focus on creating more of what you desire. So doing a reality check in the practical world. Again, if you need help with it, find a financial advisor, talk to an accountant, talk to a friend who's really good with this, and get some help with it. Doesn't mean you have to do every single thing, but you do need to know what's happening with your money. Everything is related to everything else. I love this Leonardo da Vinci quote. Learn how to see. Realize that everything connects to everything else. We tend to think only left brain logical about our finances. Yes, that's important. And there's other forces at play. So if you think about your work and how you're contributing with it, how are you making a difference? Whether you're in a position where you're in a leadership role or you're not, each and every one of us has an opportunity to make a difference for other people. I was on vacation with my husband and another couple, and we went to Charleston, South Carolina. And we met this woman, Tia, who runs experiences for Airbnb. And her experience is that you go out and you learn how to catch crabs in the water, right? So it initially didn't seem that interesting to me. And my friend Nicole found this experience and she's like, Ellen, Tia has like 500 five-star reviews about this experience. And people wrote things like, this was the best day of my entire life. I have never had a better experience. I mean, rave reviews, not just like, oh, it was a fun day. So we said, well, we have to try this. And Tia has so much meaning around her work. She was involved in the culinary community in Charleston, which is very big. It was not in great health, extremely overweight, and she learned how to go out and do crabbing and lost all this weight and realized that it really changed her life and decided to give this experience to others. And it was an amazing day. We all caught a crab. We got to hold them. We had so much fun. Interestingly, Tia tells the story about how Airbnb flew her in with, I think it was 4 other experiences. She was one of the top rated in the entire world. And they flew her into their headquarters, share what she was doing with these other top experiences. And I think that she was able to have so much success in this business because her heart was really behind it. She had meaning behind what she's doing. So my invitation to you is to think about whether you have your own business or not, whether you're working or retired, how can you have more meaning and be making a bigger difference for people? Because what I know is that generosity precedes prosperity. Generosity precedes prosperity. It's not the other way around. Most people think, oh, I'll give back when I have money. And I actually don't love that. I think we should give forward. My question to you is, can giving make you rich? I think you might guess my answer is yes to that. Can giving make you rich? Studies have shown that more generous people actually make more money. That when you are loosening your grip on money, that more can flow to you. So if we think about that, sometimes there's this feeling of like, I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to be okay with clenched fists. How can you possibly receive if you're in this position? Now, some people are always giving, and not willing to receive, and that doesn't work either. You have to have a receiver for there to be a giver. Now, let's first talk about giving of financial resources. This is something that I believe really generates prosperity for you. It helps us realize what a good position we're in. It's a physical manifestation of our gratitude when we can actually give more. Small donations can make a big difference. Even really big charities will say it's those $25, $50 contributions that make a big difference for them. You don't have to be, Bezos or a Gates or Oprah Winfrey to make that big of a difference. It can be a small amount of money, and it can be to whatever cause is important to you. One thing that may be helpful for you to think about is setting up a systematic giving plan. So you've probably heard in terms of savings that you should pay yourself first. That's taking savings off the top. I think it's a great idea to take giving off the top as well, to pick a percentage of your income that you decide you want to give to people, causes, charities, whatever it is for you that feels like you're sharing some of your good fortune. You can do this on a regular basis by just taking some money off the top, a percentage, and putting it into an account to later be given away. Doesn't have to be a fancy charitable account. It can be. If you're giving larger sums of money, then you should talk to an advisor, your accountant, about how to do that in a tax-effective way. But it can just be a separate bank account that's there to be given away to things that are important to you. We know that doing kind acts is also very beneficial. People that volunteer live longer. Kids that have generative behavior, making things better for other people, end up being more successful as adults. They have lower rates of depression and anxiety. That it's really a good thing. Now, for some of you, I also want you to be looking at, are you a good receiver? Are you a good receiver? If you are not, you're hurting somebody else's ability to feel good. If you're not willing to accept gifts or compliments or sometimes money or kind acts from other people, you're hurting their ability to feel good as well. So there's this balance between giving and receiving that is incredibly important. If you're in business and thinking about ways that you can use giving to grow your business, one of my favorite ways is to give what you want to get. So if you want more referrals, give more referrals. Think about who is it that you would want to refer people to and how can you help them? When we were talking in one of the earlier sessions about going with the current or against the current, going with the current is being so excited when you're able to give somebody else business and excited for the person who you're referring to them because you know they're going to be served really well. That's a great way to go with the current and feeling more abundant. Maybe you take a stand in your business about giving a certain amount of your profits to charity. Maybe you do events with your clients that also have a charitable component. It helps to put a corporate halo around you. People want to do business with good people. Adam Grant, the social psychologist, said in his book, Give and Take, that being otherish means being willing to give more than you receive, but still keeping your own best interest in sight. And this differs from matching in that otherish people don't expect a match from every giving action. They still give with no expectation. They also know when to say no. So you're not giving, and not paying attention to your own needs, but you are giving without saying, oh, if I give, I know something will come back. But here's what I know over and over from my own experience, from the people that I work with, the people that have tried this, and I'm sure you have an experience of this as well, is that what goes around comes around, just not necessarily from the same person. Maybe there's someone you give a lot of referrals to because you know they're going to take good care of people, and then you get business coming in from someone that was unexpected. So to be giving and to be otherish, as Adam Grant says, is an incredible way to boost your own prosperity. Okay, I have a message from Money for you for this session. Wrote, "Hi, Money. What messages do you have for me to share? I care about you and would love you to care about me as well. How do you feel you've been as a partner with me? Do you respect me? Do you want to spend time with me and also have fun with me? Please don't worry if it feels like in the past we haven't been there for each other. I want you to know that I want the best for you. If you'd like to step into a more committed relationship, I'd be thrilled. What does that look like? Well, you know, I'm sure. Maybe it's giving me more care and attention. Maybe it's learning more about me, perhaps sharing me more with others by giving or spending me on things that you value. So take a moment and think about, if we were to have an awesome relationship, what would that look like? What would you like from me? And what will you be willing to do to make this happen? I understand that at times feelings of fear or worry can create separation between us. These feelings also inhibit your creativity and your contributions. For some, these feelings are so persistent that it's hard to imagine a different way. I promise you they are an illusion. They feel very real, yet it's like driving in the fog. When you're on the other side, the path becomes clear and your progress easier. Here's a money mantra for us. Money is my partner in prosperity. So let's do some journaling with this. My awesome relationship with money looks and feels like. So you get really clear on what that would be, what parts both of you will play in this. So go ahead and pause the video and journal on my awesome relationship with money, what it looks and feels like. Now we'll do a visualization to help erase some of those fears that may be clouding your ability to care for money in the way that you want, to share money in the way that would be meaningful for you and other people. So go ahead and find a seat where you can feel relaxed and alert. Get comfortable in your chair, feeling grounded, and notice the breath. Think about a time you felt nervous, frightened, sad, or angry about money. If there isn't a specific time, then just get in touch with those feelings. Notice where in your body you feel these, and rest your attention there. If you want, you can place a hand over this area. Don't resist or fight with these feelings. Don't make them wrong. Instead, notice them with curiosity and kindness. These feelings have served a function for you for a time. They've kept you aware, careful, learning, but you no longer need them. Now imagine a special piece of equipment that has a system similar to a magnet that's able to remove old stuck feelings, memories, and energy that relates to beliefs about money that no longer serve you. Imagine this magnet is hovering over your body and the areas that are still holding on to these old emotions and gently lifting them out. This is a very easy, painless process. Once removed by the magnet, they're easily disintegrated. There's no struggle or resistance in this. And you don't need to know exactly what the feeling is or what it means, but just feel into what the magnet needs to take with it. And keep imagining the magnet sweeping over you to make sure every misaligned belief and feeling is removed. Now imagine a light coming in from all around you to fill the places that have been left open with the removal of these old beliefs. This is the light of prosperity and abundance. The energy of money that is so bright and generous and loving. It not only fills these open spaces, but also fills every cell of your being with this abundant energy. Bask in this energy like being in the sun on a beautiful day. This is the energy of abundance. And know that you will not only feel this grounding, safe energy, but it will help you to attract opportunities, people, and situations to match this energy. So be it. It is already done. You can gently bring your attention back to the seat that you're in, feeling your feet grounded on the floor. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. So we've covered a lot in today's session. And I'd like you to think about what it is that you're going to take action on. Perhaps you're going to set up a systematic giving account. Maybe you'll go back and listen to that visualization again to clear away any fears or beliefs that are still hanging around that aren't serving you. Maybe you're going to really do a reality check on your personal finances and look at those areas that you've been ignoring or not paying attention to. Maybe that one thing that you know, if you handled, would make a big difference in your life. So I hope you go ahead and take that action. Next time, we're going to be talking about accelerating your money intuition. This is so fun to think about how you can tap into that inner knowing, how you can tap into those conversations with money to continue to make inspired action. So until next time, remember to be great and create great every single day.